Hello, everyone. Good evening, all of you. Sorry for uh, disturbing you because I'm making the video is a long time because it's very busy. I have lot of stuff as a employee any organization, so I want to share you video. Please, you like just observe every day, but I do not have lot of time because it's every official pressure, family pressure, and the personal life pressure, and I just lot of pressure. So life because hard work, what is hard work, and lower class effort, lower class can grow, right? you know just how someone from a lower and income and a lower and educated, because lower class is a income in income and lower education and the background that can and become in the middle and classes, middle classes, and what different is between, right? It means it's rich man child is educated the education, and lower class is the lower class educated, because difference is financial and family background. But the difference is between a child and from a rich family, the biggest and the different and each usually, right? It the biggest and the difference in the each usually and the opportunities and not and only and the effort and the reality, and person from a lower and bottom income family or family often in the focus and disadvantage, and such as and limited in the access, lower class limited in the access to good and education, and poor school and learning and the environment, and few and educated in the people and around them, and the lack of career and the guidance, right? Lack of the career and the guidance, and the financial and the presence, financial pressure every time, child, elder, every family member from the early age. If you are belonging in the lower class, it's financial pressure in the lower early age, and limited in the professional and network on the connection, because due to reason of the financial. If you have in the having the more financial, if you rich man and you're networking the more, a child from a uh, rich and the well and the educated family, and the usually and the advantage such as, right, better school and coaching and education and educated parents, and who can and guide them, and English exposure, and communication in the skills, and financial support and doing the higher, right? It because against of the lower class, right? And education in the professional contact, and better and the career in the opportunities, it confidence guided from the environment, right? Lower income and the family is different in the lower in the income and the family, and well of the educated in the family, if limited in the educational and support, and rich person in strong educational, financial consultant, rich financial in the stability, and rich child financial stability, doesn't child doesn't have pressure, the family member doesn't have parents and mother and father, and no pressure in the financial. Its lower class is very pressure. It's financial consultants, right? And financial stability rich man. It's a failure of the career, and favor of the career, and more and education is the more, and career and the opportunities, if you have the more money and your more and the career and the opportunities, if you have more money and the more career and the opportunities, right? And limited and the network, lower class is the having the limited network, and if you have the more finance, more money, and belonging in the more rich man, rich families, and the strong network and guidance, you know, just lower class and limited network, right? Strong more network, and lower class having the higher risks of the setback, and rich family child, better safety and net everything. And please, if can I lower in the classes person become a middle classes. Yes, the many people and do them, and many people and do and through and the educational or the vocational and the skills and consistent and the employment and saving and the investment, and learning and the English and the communication, and build and the professional and the relationship, and avoid the depth and traps, and presence and the over many and the year. Guys, you understand, different. Now if your family background is a very strong, you can do everything, your network and your communication, your education, your everything is okay, right? You do on the way, on the road, and you have child more. If you belong in the lower to lower class, just it's very ancestors in the below of child age, everything is a lot of difference. If you belong in the lower class, please don't below, don't less than rich man. Please do self, and you improve and self everything. You are not less than anyone. Lower class is the well educated. If you well educated. If you lower class, more confidence, do success everything. If think lower class, every person, every child, every can change. You can do everything. If lower class in country, everything is available. If lower class is not in belong in the country, so rich man cannot do anything. Only just educated, and only you play in the game in the only for money basis and financial basis, guys. So I'm making the video because I'm making the video. I'm observe everything, everywhere, every staff, every people, every friends, every I'm belonging the lower to lower class. So I'm I can beat every I have more confidence, I have more confidence, because I'm belonging the lower to lower class. I do not have single rupees, but now I can beat everyone. It's rich man. I have observed rich man having the more car, more building, having more buildings, everything available, everything. Understand well, educated, understand well, networking and everything. Lower class, nothing. When you drive, you cycle, you on the way, food, and people in drive the higher car, like a below, to understand the more rich man. Please, if you belong in the lower class, please don't lose confidence. You are more uh, confidence, more much better the rich man. Please like and subscribe and comment. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay.